everybody, and welcome or welcome back to Cooking It Real. If you're new here, my name is Kathy, and I'm glad you're with me in the kitchen. Today I have a recipe that was shared by my good friend Karine. This is a go-to recipe for her, and it is absolutely delicious. I've made it before, I'll make it again, but I wanted to share it with you today. I call it my big fat Greek orzo salad. It's great as a side. It makes a perfect light lunch, an absolutely great dish to take for a potluck, or you can serve it at a party, on a buffet. It just goes with absolutely everything. We start with 2 cups of orzo. And if you haven't cooked with orzo before, it's a pasta and it looks like rice, but it is a pasta. So let me show you that up close. Can you see that? This stuff makes a delightful salad. And then we have our proteins. I have some chickpeas or garbanzo beans. You need like 1 15-ounce can drained, or I cooked this up in my Instant Pot last night. And this is about 2 cups. I think a can gives you about 1 cup and 2/3, something like that. But a can amount is perfect. Our other protein, and kind of like the star of the show, in my opinion, is feta cheese. Now, if you have never tried feta before, it's very tangy and salty. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. Now, our veggies are going to be some red pepper, some red onion. We've got some Kalamata olives. And then to garnish, we have some capers and some fresh dill. And we're going to make a dressing that's going to be lemon and olive oil dressing. Let me put my water on to boil. We'll start by boiling the orzo, and we'll get everything else ready. All right, let's do it. My saucepan is boiling. I'm going to add a little salt to the water. And I'm going to add my 2 cups of orzo. The package directions say to cook this orzo for 11 minutes. I'm going to cook it for 9. That's just the way I roll. 9 minutes. Okay, let's keep going. When our salad is made, we're going to put it on a bed of arugula. This is arugula that we picked from the garden this morning. I'm just going to give it a rinse and a spin. All right, that's good. I'm going to dry that on some paper towel, and that's all we need to do for that. You can do this ahead of time. Put your arugula in the refrigerator. Whenever I have something that needs a homemade dressing, I like to make the dressing as early as possible so that all the flavors have time to get together and do their thing. Here I have a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice in just a small 1/2 pint jar. And to that, I'm going to add about, let's see, this is a good hefty teaspoon of lemon zest. Okay, and a good pinch of salt and a good pinch of pepper. Now that feta is salty, so if sodium's a consideration, you want to take that into account. Now, I like to put on a nice secure lid and give this a shake. Start getting that salt dissolved. Start getting that lemon zest activated. And sometimes I will do this, I will just keep going. I've already chopped my vegetables, but if I hadn't, I would start this. And after I chop my first vegetable, I would be shaking it, shaking it, shaking it, and then I would add my olive oil. You want a good quality olive oil, and Karine's recipe calls for 2 to 1 lemon juice to oil. So we need a half a cup of oil, and I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'll show you how easy it is to do that. Generally, I like it 50-50, but this is Karine's recipe, and I've done it before, like I said, and it was great, so we're going to do it that way. Now, the oil rises to the top, and can you see that is just about with the layers? That's like 1 layer of lemon juice and 2 layers of olive oil. So we're going to put my handy lid back on there, and we're going to shake, 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 shake. All right, and we're going to keep on shaking, put that off to the side, and let's get our stuff put together. I'm going to give this another shake. We're going to put our warm Orzo into a large bowl. Ooh, making a mess. Cooking it real, as always. Now you don't want to rinse or drain this. I mean, you want to drain it, but you don't want to rinse it because you want it to be a little starchy still, and you don't want to cool it off. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. Okay, one final shake for good measure. And now we're going to pour all of this dressing right into the warm Orzo. And it will immediately start to absorb. Oh, it smells so good. You're going to love it. Okay, now all we have to do is add the rest of our ingredients. All right, let's start with our chickpeas or garbanzo beans. If you cook them in the Instant Pot like I did this on high pressure for 34 minutes with a natural release. Just put those right in there. Yum. Give that a stir. Now, right now, this is a vegan dish. We're going to add that feta, and that'll make it vegetarian if you're a vegetarian who eats cheese. Now, I have half a cup. I told you that was like about 2 cups of chickpeas. I have a half a cup of red bell pepper that I've sort of chunked. You can use any color pepper that you like, green, orange, red, yellow. I have half a cup of red onion that I've chopped, left into little chunks. I like both of those. If you're not a big fan of red onion, you can use, you could use a Vidalia onion, a sweet onion, or you could use a green onion, okay? That would both look beautiful and give you onion flavor without as much bada boom, bada bing as a red onion. And now here I also have a half a cup of Kalamata olives. Now these olives are pitted. I have cut some of them in half and I've left some of them whole. If you buy Kalamata olives and you have the pits in them, you can either pit them yourself by putting them on your counter and just kind of giving them a little push with the back of your knife, and that'll split them and you can take the pit right out. Or if you want to leave the pit in, which you totally can, it's totally authentic, just make sure that you warn your guests that the olives have pits. There you go. Now, if you don't like olives, you can leave them out. I think they're a very important part of this dish. I love them. It's what makes it so Greek, right? Yes, and here's what really makes it Greek is the feta cheese. Now these are feta crumbles. Greek cheese, feta cheese also sometimes comes in a block and you can crumble it yourself. The recipe calls for 4 ounces. This was a 6-ounce container of feta. I'm just going to throw the whole thing in, you know, because more is better. More better. I'm going to mix that up. And look at, we are almost done. This is amazing. And the good thing about this is it'll store in your fridge. It's one of those dishes that gets better, over time. If you make this in the morning for the evening, it will be even better by evening. If you make it a day ahead, it'll be even better. It'll keep in your fridge for a week or more, and you can have little bits, in your lunch, to top your salad or as a side to your dinner. It's all good, all good. Okay, our last two ingredients. This is 3 tablespoons of capers. If you've never used capers before, they're a little pickled something or other. Trying to think of what they are. I think they're berries. They're like little pickled berries. So they're kind of briny, kind of salty, a little bit of tang. If you can't find them, you don't like them, you don't want them, just leave them out. But I'm going to add all 3 tablespoons into that. And this is chopped fresh dill. This is about 3 tablespoons. Now, if you can't find fresh dill, and that is very seasonal, you could use dried dill, but in my opinion, the freshness of the dill is a very important part of this dish. If you don't like dill, or if you can't find fresh dill, I would substitute parsley, okay? About the same amount, about 3 tablespoons. All right, everybody, let's get in there. Do, 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 do. Now, last year, was it last year? No, last spring. Spring before last, we had dill like you wouldn't believe. Was it last spring? I can't remember. Time flies. But this past spring and this fall, nothing. Nothing for dill. Such a bummer. All right. Let's mix this all up. And baby, this is done. This is ready to go into the refrigerator until you're ready to serve it. At which time, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Now, I'll give you a couple of little hints. Other things you can add to this, if you so chose, you could add halved cherry tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes cut in half. You could add some sliced celery. You could add little pieces of cucumber. You could add more in different kinds of peppers, but this is just so amazing. All right, let me get our freshly washed arugula from the garden. You can buy this arugula at your local grocery store. Arugula is very sharp and peppery. If you don't like arugula, or if you're serving this to youngins and they're not so keen on that sort of flavor, you can use baby lettuce, mixed greens, or just even chopped up lettuce, or even just nothing. Just have this plain. All right, but I am going to put it, look at that. Look at how green and lush and verdant that all looks. It's so fresh. Okay, and I'm just going to spoon this on. And so when your guests serve themselves at the buffet or whatever, they'll take a little bit of arugula with it. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get some nice olives on top. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, we'll put the rest in the fridge. Okay, I got myself a little portion. I didn't grab any arugula this time, but let's give this a taste. This is almost something that you want to just grab and eat with a spoon. It's that good. Let's see if I get a little bit of feta, some chickpeas. Opa! I say opa! This is so delicious. It's soft. There's just a little bit of al dente-ness to the orzo, but the vegetables are crunchy. The olives are smooth and silky almost. The feta has a little bit of a bite, and the fresh dill really comes through. That's important. Oh, one more bite. I almost forgot. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe. That way you won't miss anything. Turn on that notification bell. Karine, this is a winner. You know it is. I know it is. And now everybody knows it is. I can't wait for y'all to try this. This is going to be something that you're going to be cooking all summer long. And I mean, you saw how fast it went. It's pretty much real time. This is easy peasy, lemon squeezy delicious. So on that note, I will say, until next time, y'all keep cooking it real. Bye-bye.